Hello, you're welcome back. And if this is your first time of being here, you're welcome. Welcome to our community of people with purpose. My name is Adenike Jimo. Now, I'd like to ask you, have you ever heard people's narratives when they say when they were going to school, they did not have shoes on, or they trekked long distance to school, or maybe they attended school under a tree, and they never had food to eat and all that, and then they attribute it to the reason why they turn out to be very good people or very successful people now or years later. Well, that's good if that's their narrative. It's okay, but that's not my narrative, and I still turn out to be successful. I went to school with shoes, Bata. That's the shoes that we used to go to school with, Bata shoes. This is back to school with Bata. I did not trek to school. I was driven to school by my parents, or sometimes, my parents' drivers. We had Maggi sauce for with food, and we had geisha. Life wasn't bad, but we still turned out successfully. So now I'm now wondering, is it really because life was tough that people turn out successfully? Or is it because life was good, that's why people turn out to be failures? Now, you may actually argue it both ways, but I can tell you, it's not because you did not have, certain privileges that you turn out to be successful. Neither is it because people have good privileges or they have privileges that they turn out to be failures. There are 1,001 people who have had, privileged upbringings and they turn out to be successful. Likewise, there are 1,001 people who had very poor privileges or who do not have privileges and who turned out to be failures. Just like you also have people who had, who did not have privileges and who turned out to be successful. Now, both ways, there's some things that, happened on both sides that make people to turn out to be successful. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, the reason I want to talk about it is because I've come to realize that as we keep saying, well, I turned out to be successful because I did not have privileges. It's like we're celebrating lack of privileges. At the same time, when we say, oh, people turn out to be failures because they had certain privileges, it's like we're saying that having, some comfort is a curse more than a blessing, and it shouldn't be. Now, the first thing that you must know, whether you had privileges, whether you went to school without shoes, whether you drank garri, or whether you're taking cornflakes or taking oats for breakfast, is that if you really want to look at it, one of the things that your parents or those who brought you up probably instilled in you was discipline. Either you have a family that was, maybe, I don't want to say poor, but didn't have as much privileges, or families who had, who were comfortable. Discipline. Not that discipline of getting up on time, not just getting on time, but doing house chores, getting to be responsible and taking part in, events and activities in the home. That is what helped you to be successful. Not your lack of privileges or your excess privileges. The other thing that helped you to be successful are that facts that you have right value system. You had parents, you had people who, guardians, whoever it is that you trained under, who showed you the right value system. There was honor in being honest. There was honor in hard work. There was honor in being a good neighbor. There was honor in caring for the sick. There was people would say that I'd rather be poor than steal. I rather tell the truth, and get punished. So people had focus on the right value system. And that's why they turned out to be successful. It was really not the, availability or the lack of privileges The other thing that really make people turn out to be successful is that their commitment to hard work. You see, when we put emphasis on hard work rather than sentiments, rather than just looking for connections here and there, you find that you actually turn out to be successful, and society as a whole turns out to be better. So one of the things that, and I'm telling you, just check it, and you would agree with me, one of the things that really made you to turn out to be successful was that you worked hard, and people that brought you up actually drummed it into you that you need to work hard. And don't just rely on my wealth. Don't rely on, the things that you think that you have and that are, your luxuries. You'll find out that, such parents that maybe had, very wealthy and had certain privileges, they will always tell their children that, no, go and learn some hard work, go and learn some skills, go and learn certain things. For sometimes you find that they will even subject their children during holiday to go and learn a trade or a skill that looks even below the comfort, of the family setting. It's all because they have a commitment to being hardworking people. So those are things that really determine whether you turn out to be successful or not. Quite all right. Yes, you may not have had certain privileges, you may not have had certain, benefits, certain luxuries. That doesn't mean that, it will now be rough, throughout life. And at the same time, you might have had so much, round about you. Believe me, it was those, those other things like hard work, right value system, discipline, sincerity that actually got you to this successful lane that you are on. Now, but above all, beyond what it is that you have done, beyond what it is that your parents or your caregivers have done, there is again, and most importantly, the will and also the purpose of God in your life. Now, you may not be a religious person, or maybe you are, but we cannot take that out. That whether you started out rough, without privileges, or you started out, with plenty of things round about you, with a silver spoon in your mouth, there is a place whereby divinity actually takes preeminence over the end of the later end of life, whether to be successful, or otherwise. So there's a place for that. And that's one thing I want us all to hold on to, that, whether we have privileges or we don't have privileges, we should have the right value system. We should be committed to working hard. We should learn the art of discipline. We should actually put ourselves, to doing the right thing at the right time. And above all, we should actually look up to God. Say, God, above all, help me to be successful in life. And I really do wish you good success in life, whichever way you are, whether you are walking to school without shoes, or you walk to school without shoes, or you're a chauffeur driving. I wish you good success in life. Take care of yourself.